Have you ever wondered how to get members engaged in their learning? How many times have we had a one-size-fits-all approach to education where the education provider disseminates information using one method, and those with different learning styles are left behind? Add a pandemic and a virtual or hybrid work environment to the mix, and we have a very convoluted recipe to frustration. During my talk, we'll touch on the role of technology in facilitating challenge-based learning and how it can help bridge communication gaps between team members. We'll also delve into adapting learning objectives to fit the unique requirements of a hybrid work environment while aligning them with the company's overarching goals. Inclusivity is a crucial aspect of challenge-based learning, and we'll discuss ways to create an inclusive learning experience, catering to the diverse needs of a team members who may have different types of learning styles. The definition of challenge-based learning that's available out in the research space is a challenge-based learning experience is a learning experience where the learning takes place through the identification, analysis, and design of a solution to a socio-technical problem. The learning experience is typically multidisciplinary. It takes place in an international context and aims to find a collaboratively developed solution, which is environmentally, socially, and economically sustainable. There are a few ways to implement challenge-based learning in the work environment. I'm just going to touch on a few. The first is cross-functional virtual workshops. These are virtual workshops where team members from various departments collaborate to solve real-world challenges. These workshops can be facilitated using video conferencing tools and virtual whiteboards to ensure active participation from in-office and remote team members. The diverse perspectives and expertise of participants lead to innovative solutions and enhance team cohesion. The second is digital collaboration platforms. These enable seamless communication, file sharing, and task management. These platforms allow teams to work together regardless of their physical location and facilitating continuous feedback, progress tracking, and knowledge sharing. By having a centralized hub for collaboration, remote team members can feel fully integrated into the learning process. The third is micro-learning and self-directed learning opportunities. This is a way to deliver bite-sized pieces of content relevant to the challenges at hand. Encourage self-directed learning by providing access to curated libraries of resources, webinars, and online courses. This approach empowers employees to take charge of their learning journey and acquire new skills at their own pace, irrespective of their location. There are several benefits to challenge-based learning, but I'm only going to touch on three. The first is that it encourages cross-functional teams to work together on real-world problems. In a hybrid work environment, this approach brings in-office and remote team members together, fostering collaboration and a sense of camaraderie. Through interactive discussions, brainstorming sessions, and shared problem-solving experiences, team members build stronger relationships and gain a deeper understanding of each other's strengths and expertise. The second is improved critical thinking and problem-solving skills. Challenge-based learning requires participants to analyze complex issues and devise innovative solutions. In a hybrid work environment, team members from diverse backgrounds contribute unique perspectives, enabling comprehensive problem analyses. As they collectively tackle challenges, individuals hone their critical thinking abilities and adaptability and decision-making skills, which are invaluable traits in an ever-changing work landscape. Cultivation of agile and resilient workforce is the third one. In a hybrid work environment where disruptions and uncertainties can occur, challenge-based learning prepares employees to adapt quickly and resiliently. The process of identifying, strategizing, and addressing challenges equips individuals with the ability to thrive in dynamic situations, fostering an agile workforce capable of embracing change and continuous improvement. Engaging remote employees can be challenging at first, but if we were to break it down into smaller pieces, it doesn't seem as daunting. One way to engage is to overcome communication barriers. Another is to be mindful of geography or time zones. The third is to dummy-proof the learning material. Show step-by-steps for all learners to be able to succeed. And finally, address different learning styles. As I mentioned before, it can't be a one-size-fits-all approach. Providing both synchronous and asynchronous learning opportunities on a unified learning platform is a combination for success. The combination of a learning management system, which is used for asynchronous learning, and interactive workshops and webinars for synchronous learning will come together to create a successful team. Create personalized learning paths. By offering remote office workers personalized learning paths tailored to their individual interests, goals, and skill levels helps them utilize their learning experience to better themselves and to ultimately better the teams and better the company. Utilize annual reviews. Set goals. By linking the material that you have in your training management, your learning management system, and the annual reviews, members can grow with the company. Create interactive virtual workshops and/or webinars. Conducting these workshops and webinars encourages remote office workers to actively participate and contribute to the learning experiences. Use video conferencing tools that allow screen sharing, breakout rooms, and real-time polls to make sessions more engaging. Ensure the content is relevant, and facilitators encourage open discussions, QA sessions, and collaborative activities. Interactive learning experiences not only foster engagement, but also create a sense of connection among remote team members. And finally, as a bonus, try to see if you can have some internal user groups. As an example, maybe you can have an internal user group for Dynamo. Your training team might not be subject matter experts in the topic, but what they can do is facilitate these training sessions, connect to the subject matter experts, organize a structure or a schedule for members to meet, record those sessions, edit them, and then post it to wherever it is you're housing your training material. Leveraging technology. There's a plethora of technology out there that can handle many different aspects of the learning experience. The first is learning platforms. You want to be able to have a single repository where you have your in-house training material, whether you use a third-party software where you can organize everything into a system, or you use an internal file saving mechanism or folder schematic where you structure everything according to your company's organization plans and then distribute the content accordingly. The second is communication platforms. Ensuring that members are able to contact one another or their training team very seamlessly is very important. Whether it's a one-on-one or in a group setting, you want to be able to provide the tools to successfully do so. The third is access to tools. Without members being able to have hands-on experience on specific tools, learning about it through written form, audio form, or video form is not going to give the training justice. So work with your senior leadership and your IT teams to set aside some licenses specific for training if not already provided. That way, members can practice and connect the dots with the training material. And finally, immersive learning. With the technology that is coming out in this day and age, being able to utilize augmented reality, virtual reality could be a potential bonus depending on which aspect of the industry that you're in. The closer you are to construction, the closer you are to BIM or VDC coordination, this immersive learning could make a massive difference in the quality of work that you're providing for your teams and your clients. Adapting learning objectives. The first one that's really important is relevance and applicability. Review and revise learning objectives to ensure they are relevant and directly applicable to the company's strategic objectives. Identify specific skills, knowledge, or competencies that employees need to achieve the organization's goals. Consider the unique challenges and opportunities posed by the hybrid work environment and design learning objectives that address these factors. The second is agility and flexibility. In a rapidly changing hybrid work environment, learning objectives must be agile and flexible to adapt to evolving circumstances. Embrace a continuous learning approach that allows learning objectives to be updated or refined in response to changing business needs. This ensures that employees are equipped with the most current and relevant skills and knowledge to support the company's goals effectively. And finally, integration with performance management. Integrate the learning objectives with the company's performance management system. This aligns individuals' performance goals and development plans with the organization's overall objectives. By linking learning objectives to performance evaluations and career development, employees are motivated to actively engage in learning initiatives that directly contribute to the company's success. Many challenges arise when in a hybrid or remote environment, and I'm going to touch on a few. The first is communication and collaboration barriers. In the hybrid work environment, there can be issues that lead to communication and collaboration challenges between in-office and remote team members. Deferring time zones limit face-to-face interactions, and reliance on digital communication may hinder effective teamwork. Overcoming these barriers requires the use of collaborative tools and establishing clear communication channels to ensure all team members can actively participate and contribute to the challenge-based learning process. The first would be to foster a culture of open communication. The second is to utilize collaboration tools. And finally, schedule overlapping working hours. When possible, establish overlapping hours for both in-office and remote team members to promote synchronous collaboration. This helps addressing time zone differences and allows for a more meaningful interaction. The second challenge that is very prevalent is technology and access disparity. Remote team members might face technological disparities such as limited access to high-speed internet or suitable devices. This can impede their ability to fully engage in challenge-based learning activities that rely heavily on virtual platforms and tools. Addressing this challenge may involve providing necessary resources, ensuring training on using technology, and optimizing learning experiences for various devices and connectivity levels. So some of the things that a company can do are to provide necessary resources by ensuring that all employees, regardless of their location, have access to the necessary technology and resources required for challenge-based learning. This may involve providing laptops, internet stipends, or access to software platforms. Another would be to offer technology training. You may have members coming from the construction field back into the office environment. You may have members that are straight out of school. You may have members that are coming from a completely different industry and they don't know where to begin. Offering this kind of training helps support employees, which ultimately help them become more proficient in using relevant technology and tool platforms. Conduct workshops and webinars to ensure that everyone is comfortable with the digital tools being utilized. Optimize learning experiences. Design challenge-based learning experiences that are adaptable to different devices and internet connection speeds. Optimize content for mobile access and consider offering offline learning options for those with limited connectivity. The third would be to maintain engagement and motivation. Sustaining remote employees or hybrid employees' engagement and motivation through challenge-based learning initiatives can be challenging. Remote workers may experience feelings of isolation, making it essential to create an inclusive, supportive environment. Companies need to continuously communicate the value of challenge-based learning, recognize and reward achievements, and foster a collaborative culture that encourages active participation and a sense of community. Cultivate a supportive learning culture. To do that, foster a supportive learning environment that values continuous development and celebrate individual and team achievements. Recognize and reward employees who actively participate and contribute to the learning initiatives. Foster virtual social interactions. Organize virtual social events, team building activities, or coffee chats to promote informal interactions among team members. This helps build camaraderie and combat feelings of isolation among remote workers. Offer opportunities for growth. Provide opportunities for career development and growth through challenge-based learning. Offer meaningful and relevant projects that align with the employee's interests and career goals, increasing their motivation to participate. Training everybody can be all said and done, but how do we know that they've learned? And to do that, we need to create assessments. The first form of assessment would be performance reviews and feedback. Incorporate learning outcomes assessment into regular performance reviews. Managers can evaluate employees based on how well they have applied their newly acquired skills and knowledge in their work. Conducting one-on-one feedback sessions allow for discussions on strengths and areas for improvement, providing insights into the effectiveness of the learning initiatives. The second type of assessment are online quizzes and assessments, whether they're multiple choice or scenario-based or hands-on, to find an answer and submit the answer. Utilize these tools to measure employees' understanding of learning material. These assessments can be integrated into the virtual learning platforms or learning management systems used in the hybrid work environment. Objective assessments and knowledge checks help track individual progress and identify areas where additional support may be required. And finally, application projects and demonstrations. Encourage employees to participate in these projects and demonstrations that showcase their application of acquired skills and knowledge. These projects can be related to real-life challenges faced by the organization, giving employees an opportunity to demonstrate their problem-solving abilities and creative thinking. Team leaders and subject matter experts can assess the quality and effectiveness of these projects to gauge the impact of the learning initiatives. Create inclusive learning experiences. The first is by accessible learning content. Design learning content that is accessible to all employees, regardless of their physical location or any disabilities they may have. Ensure that training materials, videos, and documents are compatible with the different devices and screen readers. Provide transcripts and closed captions for videos to cater to those with hearing impairments. Offering content in multiple formats accommodates diverse learning and preferences and abilities. The second is virtual collaboration and interaction. Incorporate virtual collaboration and interaction opportunities in learning activities. Utilize video conferencing tools and virtual meeting platforms to facilitate group discussions, breakout sessions, and peer-to-peer interactions. Encourage members to take turns taking the lead, giving everyone an opportunity to shine. Promote active participation and provide space for all employees to share their perspectives, ensuring that remote team members feel included and valued in the learning process. And finally, flexible learning options. Offer flexible learning options that accommodate the varied schedules of employees in a hybrid work environment. Provide recorded sessions or on-demand learning material, enabling employees to access content at their convenience. Offer self-paced courses and micro-learning modules that allow learners to progress through the material at their preferred speed, ensuring that everyone can balance their learning with their work responsibilities. Don't forget to support continuous learning after the official training process. Encourage self-directed learning. Foster a culture that encourages self-directed learning among employees. Provide access to a diverse range of learning resources such as online courses, webinars, ebooks, articles, and more. Empower employees to take ownership of their learning journey and allocate dedicated time for self-study and skill development. The second is to offer regular learning opportunities, whether it's quarterly or twice a year. Ensure that training is set up and offered to members so that members can stay up to date with the latest trends. Finally, establish learning circles or communities of practice. Create learning circles or communities of practice where employees with similar interests or areas of expertise can collaborate, discuss, and share knowledge. These communities can meet virtually through video conferencing or online forums, allowing team members from different locations to connect and engage in knowledge sharing. For more information on challenge-based learning, you can reference these two published papers. Thank you very much for attending today's session. I really appreciate the time that BIM Coordinators Summit has set aside for me. If you have any questions, I'm more than happy to take them during the live session after this, or you can find me on LinkedIn or email me at the provided email. Thank you.